Hey, my friends, welcome back to another episode of the Flamingo Advantage podcast. And we are in all of our flamingo pink today, if you are watching on our video channel, because we're talking about your flamingo advantage specifically in marketing and in standing out. And we're going to use a story as we start off today. So wherever you are listening to this, I'd love to have you share it with someone who needs to hear how to embrace their inner flamingo and get the word out more about their business. And of course, subscribe. And if you've got comments or feedback, we'd love to hear it, as well as any ideas of things you'd love to hear about on our show in the future. So as we began our interesting relationship with flamingos several years ago, it started with a boat trip up the river. My family and I live in tropical Mexico, and flamingos are known to winter here, migrate here to the coast in a certain area. And we took our family out to go find flamingos in the wild, and we chartered a little fishing boat, and all of us got in along with the boat's owner and driver, and we took off down the coast and rounded the corner into the river and headed upriver to go find the flamingos. Interestingly enough, flamingos were not the only thing in the river that day. There were also some crocodiles in the river. And so we did not get out of the boat and go swimming or anything like that. But it was a very interesting tour in that as we rounded the bend in the river, we suddenly saw these big pink fluffy clouds everywhere. It was like blue above and blue below and green of the jungles on both sides and pink fluffy clouds everywhere on the horizon. And I just remember thinking how weird that was. I mean, I'd seen flamingos in zoos, but this was definitely a different experience. The closer we got to them, as they came more into focus, I think I kind of expected them to flurry and flutter and, fly away or get flustered or scared of us. But they were very nonplussed. They were very just nonchalant, continued to do what they were doing, standing there in the river feeding. And it was just very, very impressive to see. We got within several feet of them, and it didn't bother them in the least that there were humans coming up the river into their world. They didn't see it as a threat. At least they didn't act like it. And they just didn't let it bother them, didn't let it do any. And so the more that I thought about this experience and the more that I learned about the flamingo, the more the Lord kept bringing different lessons to me, which eventually became the book, Faith Like Flamingos, the Christian Business Guide to Walking Out Your Faith in Bold Color. We'll have a link for that in the show notes if you don't have that book already, as well as the Flamingo Advantage, then how to leverage unique, stay relevant, and change the world. And the more we learned about the flamingo, the more we thought, this is what we need to do in our business. We need to bring people up the river. We want people chartering a boat to come see us because we are so unique. We want people talking about how cool it is that we are just confident to stand here and do what God created us to do and not be concerned about competitors or about danger where we are, and just fully trusting our God for what he's called us to do. And so in marketing, we have come to teach this idea of bringing your people up the river to you in your business. And, for the flamingos, that means getting the word out for where they are. And flamingos are not out there printing posters or handing out business cards, but they are flying around and making known their presence. And so in your world, in the market that you serve, with the people that you are trying to reach, how can you make yourself known to them? How can you let them know where to find you? It's super, super important that we do that. And we do it in a way by speaking life. And this brings me to another flamingo fact that you may or may not know, that each flamingo has its own unique voice. Every flamingo has a unique tone with which he speaks, and that is how the mate and the children and the parents and the mate and its mate know how to recognize one another in the whole flamboyance or flock of flamingos. They recognize one another by their voice. They call to one another and recognize the voice and come. And that is such a powerful picture for us as entrepreneurs, in that you and I have a unique voice. We have a unique way of teaching, or a unique way of delivering our product or service, and a unique way of getting across what the message that God has given us to bring to the world. And it's going to resonate with the ones who are looking listening for our voice. And the ones that we're not supposed to relate with are not even going to notice. And that is okay, because there are other birds out there that God has created to serve those other people who are not noticing. But the ones who were created for us to serve are going to listen. They're going to perk up. They're going to respond. We must continue to use our voice and speak life to the people that we are meant to serve. This could be through your social media posts. It could be through your paid advertising. It could be through your speaking on other people's stages. It could be through your traded emails with a friend who has your people in their audience, and vice versa. It could be through your podcast episodes. It could be through your YouTube channel, your shorts, your TikTok videos, your reels. However you are getting the word out there, be sure that you're using an authentic voice that people can respond to. Be sure you're speaking life to them, calling them to you, and they can recognize that and come and know where to find you. The other thing is that as we bring them into our river, as they start to respond and come to seek us out in response to our voice, we want to be able to offer them something. The flamingo leader standing there in the shallow river is showing the other flamingos where to find the good food. The pinkest bird is the one who is the best, has the best nutrients, has the best menu, so to speak, knows where to find the best food. They are colored by the food that they eat. So as their color becomes stronger, it signifies that they know where to find the best food. And that makes them the leader. And so as you are giving out good stuff in your business, this might be your free gift or an opt-in or a lead magnet, whatever you want to call it. This is where you are showing them that you're the leader. You're showing them that you know where the good stuff is. You know how to help them find what they need to nurture their life or their business or their relationship or whatever it is that your business does for them. And so having that place for them to find that good thing that you're offering and be able to opt in to give their name and email for it. And then once they do that, you want to bring them further up your river by being able to take them from the free gift page, the opt-in page, to a one-time offer. And this is where you're like, oh, did you like that? Let me tell you where there's more. And this is where you make it known that you are a business. And I've told the story before. I had a homeschool blog back when we first started in the online world. And I gave everything away for free. And I would offer free downloads and free lessons and free this and free that. And people just had to give their name and email, which was fine. It was great. It was a great way to grow my email list. I got at one point, I think we had almost 20,000 people on our email list. But I never offered them a next step that was paid. And so once I did start learning how to be a better business owner and how to be able to serve my people better, and I started making paid offers to those people who had joined my list for free, they wanted nothing of it because like, what are you doing? You're the freebie girl. Like you're the free, you were giving everything away for free and now you want to charge me, right? There had been no introduction to this as a business. It had been an introduction as a free resource. And so it's super important, I think, that as business owners, people come to know us as a business as soon as possible. Yes, we give a free taste, just like Costco gives you a free taste on their Saturday morning tasting days, right? But at some point, we're going to then say, did you like that? Here's a way to get more. It's going to take an investment. And so letting them know on that thank you page, here's an offer for you. Here's something that you can invest in to go deeper with me or to learn more or to get a bigger transformation than the taste that I just gave you with that free thing. That is bringing them up the river further into your world. And then once they've joined your list, whether or not they purchase on that one-time offer page, you're going to deliver the free gift. You're going to give them what you promised you would give them for free. And that may look like a link that takes them straight over there to the download or the video or the class or whatever, or to book a call with you or whatever the case may be. Or it could become in the form of an email where you're sending out the email that says, hey, congratulations, you opted in for XYZ. Here it is. Click this link now and go get it. And so always reinforcing, always redelivering that, not assuming that everyone is going to click through and claim it right in the first step, but giving them another chance. This is, hey, I'm Katie, and you opted in on my website, theflamingoadvantage.com, to get our 365 free social prompts. And so if you didn't get it when you opted in, here is a second chance for you to get it in this email. Just click this link and it'll take you right over there. Right. And so I'm serving by going above and beyond, giving them a second chance to actually get that resource that I offer them at the beginning for free, delivering that free gift. Then I'm going to go on to continue to nurture them. I may invite them into our free Facebook group where we can continue to give content and give value that will enhance their life and their business results. Where they can make connections, where they can find community that can support them and encourage them and answer their questions and tell them they're not crazy for doing this, right? And so there's another thing there that's going to continue to nurture them until the point at which it is appropriate to make another invitation, to take another step with us, to go deeper with us into the wilderness, into our ecosystem. And so when you think about this idea of bringing people into your world, I'm sure you may have never thought of it from the perspective of calling someone up the river into your ecosystem or your nature preserve. But when you think about it from this idea of the flamingo who has a voice that is calling his people, who is not afraid to stand out and be pink in a world that is all blue and green otherwise, who is unafraid of the competition of tourists and crocodiles in his river, you can stand out and be different. You can stand bold with the voice and the message that God has given you. You can make a difference. You can invite them into your world and to that next step with you with confidence, because this is what God created you to do. This is how you were uniquely designed. Show up and serve the world. And when you don't do this, it affects the entire ecosystem around you, and the entire ecosystem will suffer because you chose not to do what God uniquely gifted you to do. And so I hope that that analogy helps today. I'd love to hear from you if it rang true. If you've got some other thoughts or questions, of course, feel free to send them. Your message matters, my friend. You were created for this, and I am thrilled that God is allowing us to encourage you on that journey. We'll see you in the next episode.